Are we under attack? We just received a missile warning via the civil defense that there is a ballistic missile. We need to take cover and we need to find shelter right now. This is not a test. This approximately happened about 8:30 a.m. this morning right here, Hawaii time. And all of a sudden, people went into a panic. We don't know what the heck's going on, but we now see that this is a false alarm. Somebody made a big mistake, a real big one. Is it at the DNLR, the civil defense, warning people about a missile incoming, and it could have been a threat, or could have this been some kind of UFO event? We're not exactly sure. We're trying to track this down. There was a mass panic over in the state of Hawaii. We were part of it. I was woken up by my nephew, and the phones were ringing. Hey, look, there's a missile coming your way. You gotta take cover. You gotta take cover. Now it turns out to be a big mistake. Could have been some kind of UFO in the air, and this is what was being represented as a missile. We're not sure, but right now we are going to be taking calls live from around the world. This is Third Phase Moon Radio. Let's get to it.
Blake Cousins, we're broadcasting live. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2018, and it's our first broadcast for Third Phase Moon Live Radio. So if you've got something you want to share after you call into the number, just press number 1. We're going to bring in the callers right now. So let's get to it. Area code 772. You got some background issues going over there. Fix it up. We've got to have good audio. 281. You with us?
Yes. Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. What's going on, right?
Doing good. It is. It's my pleasure to be back. It's 2018. Who knows what's going to happen in 2018 in regards to disclosure, but we're opening up the line so people get to talk. That's what we want to do, share people's stories. You got one for us tonight?
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that that Navy video that they show about the UFO. Yeah.
Are you,
yeah.
You're talking about the the CIA and the DOD finally admitting that there's things out there that we can't explain, and this new video that was out there. Is that what the subject matter we're talking about?
Yeah. That's what I'm kind of surprised that they brought it up and everything, because most of the time, to me, in my opinion, that they don't want people to know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I thought so too. Absolutely, it was the strangest thing where we get this news about maybe 2 weeks ago that the CIA and the DOD is finally admitting that there's things in the sky that we can't explain, and most likely they're not from here. Pretty much soft disclosure. What would you think when they stated these statements in regards to extraterrestrial existence?
Yeah, man, I was surprised. I'm surprised because, like most experts, they're pretty good explaining stuff. But if they open this up, it's just going to open up more questions, and it's going to just lead. It's just going to keep on leading to some kind of disclosure.
Yeah, basically, sure thing. They kind of opened up the Pandora's box by admitting to the things that they admitted, and I really appreciate the military officials coming forward, the eyewitnesses themselves saying they don't exactly know what's going on, but I do have a feeling that there is more to the story than they're letting on, and that's kind of surprising to me because, when they release this, maybe they're trying to pretty much put us on a different trail, like kind of divert the idea of that we're not alone, and they're trying to cover something else up that's even bigger. I'm not exactly sure what their agenda is with this.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, this is going to probably take a little while, but it's going to get more interesting.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate your comments on that. Let's see. Area code 505, you're on. What do you think of the CIA and the DOD finally admitting that, hey, look, there's things we can't explain? What do you think their agenda is, 505?
Yeah, I think that it's
the CIA and the
I think
the CIA.
it's about time that they reveal the truth. It just makes them look more stupid.
They don't want to say because then it gets people.
Hold on, and
it's more panic.
It just makes them look more stupid, and that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. But I'm with you guys on that.
people get panicked, and what happens is that it could fuck up the religion.
Yeah, we're getting seems like we're getting two callers on the same line. It's very strange. Definitely love the opinions. And if you've got an opinion in regards to the CIA and the DOD and their information, we want to hear it. So go ahead, call in 347-934-0378. We're opening up the lines, taking calls from around the world. And if you got a UFO sighting, we also want to hear that. Area code 772, your thoughts in regards to this new information coming out and the final admission that, hey, look, we're not alone.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting, man. It's, one of those things that could be something really, really breakthrough, or just could be another uninteresting thing,
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they released this information now, and basically they stated this, but then with no really official follow-up after that by even the White House or any other official government member kind of following up on this. You would think that they would not just kind of tell us this and then just walk away from more information. Brent's here, and he's got a question. Go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I just want to get everybody's opinions on what they thought of that DOD release. It was pretty good footage, but it's still not smoking gun that these are alien craft.
Yeah, absolutely. The video that they show in regards to this isn't very impressive, if you ask me. It could be basically anything. I would imagine they have a lot more in their archives, more video, photographic evidence, eyewitness testimony that is very relevant. We, right here at Third Phase of the Moon, have a much bigger archive of real, genuine UFOs that blow people's minds away, that really shows that, hey, there's something going on in our skies. And is that the only video that they have proof of? I highly doubt it. I got a feeling they know a lot more than they're leading on. That's why we're wanting to get people's opinions tonight in regards to this, what would you say, maybe a conspiracy of false flag, maybe something bigger. We're not exactly sure. Stand by, everybody. This is Blake Cousins, Third Phase of the Moon, and we're doing it live, and that's how we do it. Stand by, everybody. Everybody, you've got an opinion about the CIA and the DOD's final admission that they don't know what the heck's going on above our skies. All you got to do is press number 1 on your keypad after you call in, and I want to get your guys' opinions. And if you've got a UFO sighting you want to share tonight, that's what we're here for as well. Everybody, stand by. Third Phase of the Moon. running with the Paul Barrett music and taking calls from around the world. Area code 281. Welcome to the show. You're live. Third Phase Moon. You got some background audio going. Fix it up.
Hey, Blake. How's it going?
There you go. Doing good. Doing good. So, what do you think? What do you think the CIA and the DOD is up to by acknowledging that they don't know what the heck's going on above our skies?
Well, obviously, I think that they're also they're not being completely honest. Even with the situation when they said that they closed the program down 7 years ago or whatever, I don't think that they closed it down. I think it went black. And I was reading some articles, and I found out that Bob Lazar, the guy who came out with Element 115, got into a business deal and opened up a company with Robert Bigelow named SETI Reticuli 2. And apparently there's rumors going around that, you know, if you read that New York Times article, there's a very interesting piece of the puzzle. They say that some of the metals that were recovered from some of these sightings were housed by Bigelow. And if you dig a little further, you find that
Mr. continues with Mr. Bigelow. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You find potentially that they're saying that what they found were actually rods that contained element 115 and scandium. Right? I mean,
now that's a coincidence. I think not. This sounds pretty much like smoking gun. So what is this element? Why haven't they released it to the public? And maybe this is, again, another diversion just to throw us off on the real story of what's really going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and are you familiar with Mirage Man? Well, Mirage
yes,
Man
yes.
Is a story
we covered the Mirage Man, yeah. And they're designed to, they're out there trying to throw off the whole, basically, the research into this. And they know how to do it in these weird ways and just kind of, that's operandi CIA. That's what they do. That they're trying to lead you in one way, but in actuality, that's going a whole different direction here.
So what about Tom DeLonge? Do you think Tom DeLonge is potentially CIA, or is he being bamboozled like they did with Mirage Man, or you think he's just straight up pussy?
I'm still on the fence about Tom DeLonge. I really, we don't follow him. I do see him around, but as far as what I've seen him done, I haven't really seen him do anything as of lately. So I don't know what his agenda is. He's not really sharing evidence. He says he's got some evidence, I guess, but I never really get to see it. Well, I'd invite him on the show. You know, I don't know why haven't had him on the show, but we'd see what happens. Yeah. Do you think he's good or bad for ufology?
Well, he's leaking information in slow drips, but that's predictable because, after all, he did do all the small things, right? So, I mean, that's all he really gives is the small little bits of information. But, that video that he released on his To the Stars Academy thing, it actually been released a few years ago. But I think because of the people that he's hooked up with, like Podesta and Elizondo, because of those people that he's hooked up with, when the video was released again, it just had more clout and gravitas, right? So that's why it was reported. And when the New York Times reports something, it's just a big, thanks for taking my call, buddy, and I'm going to listen off the air.
Okay, I'll have to edit that part out, so check me at about 28 minutes. I'll see what I can do on that. But, we're getting the word out, and I think we're doing it no better than anybody out there right now. We speak to the public, we share the people's evidence, and we do it in real time, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. It's important to us and the world, I think. Area code 619, welcome to the show. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on this new, slight disclosure going on?
Well, I knew. I just, growing up in America, there's always something weird going on. Whether it was something, around the world about aliens, that the government itself was always disclosing everything, It's like when we found out Area 51 was real. It's like in Nevada. It's like, how could you say that was not real, And it's scary to think that they can just withhold information to the public, thinking that we have no right of knowing, which is pissing me off, It just makes me angry because today during the whole SpaceX rocket, I saw 2 aliens near the sun, and it is scary because all these chemtrails that we see going on in America, they're always covering things up, especially in San Diego, especially here. The sun, I have videos after videos of clouds. They don't look like clouds. It's just a bunch of lines just covering the sun. And me and my friend, we actually captured a spaceship that looked like a blip, but it was kind of squished, and it just flew, and we had to slow down the video and see, and we saw it 100 times just flying by, and these aircraft that have these chemicals that are covering our skies are covering the fact that there's aliens trying to communicate with us, and they don't want us to know. And it is just encouraging to think that we're not going to find out. Eventually everything comes up. Eventually they can't just hide everything from us.
No, they can't. They can't hide everything from us. And when we get it out, like we do in Third Phase of Moon, and speak to the public as we're doing right now, it's pretty hard to suppress. Send us that video, please. We want to see that video. Upload it to YouTube. Copy paste that link to my email. My email's in the description to every upload I do on Third Phase of Moon. Everybody stand by. You got a comment? Call in 347-934. Excuse me, that's 347-934-0378. That's what you got to do. And then when you do that, press number 1 right away so you get to the top of the call list. We want to hear you. Stand by, everybody. We're doing this. Third Phase of Moon. Time and time again, people ask, when are our governments going to tell us that we're not alone? Well, it seems that they have. Right at the ending of 2017, they disclosed something. Or are they wagging the dog? What's going on? Why now? And why did they do this? And where's the follow-up, people? If this was so extreme of a situation as they state that there could be some potential threat, you would figure that the major media and everybody else would be on top of this and would not let it go. And it seems that's what they've exactly done. They're not following up. Where are the reporters? Where are the journalists? Why don't we see this on major media? I don't know, but that's what Third Phase of Moon's here for. Asking the big questions, and we want to find out. We've spoken to ex-CIA Director Mr. Lear, and he's been on, and we've had some other insider whistleblowers as well, senators, all explaining to us that, hey, look, they know something, and they're not telling us, but why did they just stop there? It just doesn't make sense. And then this Bigelow connection, it's very strange indeed. Let's bring in more callers. They've got opinions. We want to share them. Area code 505. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. What do you think of the topic? Area code 505. You there?
Hello.
Okay, we got you. So what do you think? What do you think they're trying to tell us as of this kind of recent disclosure of 2017? And now we're in 2018. What's up next by the CIA and the DOD, sir?
Well, you got to understand that where I come from in northern New Mexico, not very much use, We've been experiencing this type of.
Sure. Kind of coming a little low there. Sorry, we got to move because I want this clear. I want it to be very clear for the people to understand what we're talking about. Let's go. Let's go to an unlisted caller. It seems. You there? Just go ahead. Hello? You're on. Okay. Now I got a feeling, just as I would have figured, talking about this sensitive subject matter does tend to sometimes kind of just shut down the conversation on our phone call. So let's see. I'm going to be going to, let's go to area code 323. See how this is coming in. We're bringing them in. You got an opinion on what's going on? Yeah, we got you. How you doing tonight?
Actually, my question is if you've seen that video on YouTube, it's under Mavi777, and supposedly this guy is opening a portal using frequencies. It's believable because he's using frequencies, but I don't know if you checked it out. You should check it out. It's pretty entertaining, pretty crazy.
Yeah, we'll check it out. It reminds me, I haven't seen the video, but do you remember the apparent time traveler John Titor? Apparently, there was some kind of a old VHS video of describing the exact same thing, opening up some kind of portals. Does that ring a bell, John Titor, the time traveler?
No, I'll check it out though.
Yeah. Apparently, this guy was time traveling. He had some time to speak to a few reporters, answer any question that there was, and he showed his device that he time traveled with, and apparently he's not here anymore. The John Titor. It's an interesting story, but yeah, I'll follow up on that. Thanks for the heads up. So, what do you think about the CIA and the DoD finally admitting that they don't know what the hell's going on above our skies? Do you think there's another agenda that they're kind of wagging the dog with us on this?
I think so. I think they finally realize there's too much evidence being, leaked, as we say, and there's really no way to defend against video. So the more video there is of proof of things happening, the less they could deny it.
Yeah, and apparently it was a $22 million operation, and it started in 2007, and I think, and canceled in 2012. My question to you: Do you think they scrubbed the project? Now, $22 million doesn't sound like that much of money. More like I would think $2.2 billion, if you ask me, of the money maybe put into this black op alien reverse engineered tech.
That I really don't have no knowledge in that, so I really can't say anything about that question. But
sure, I got you. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there because let me tell you, like I said, if there is some kind of existence, you would think that they would be spending a lot more than $22 million on extraterrestrial investigations. They could barely make a low-budget movie with that operation, and with a world kind of intervention being an alien intervention, it would be a lot more wise to spend a lot more money than just $22 million in this. Give it up, people. This is why it almost sounds ridiculous. The more and more I think about it, the more and more, to me, it seems that they did this for a reason, and we're trying to figure it out. I still quite haven't figured it out. If you guys got any ideas, I want to hear it in the comments below. And definitely, if you want to call in with a comment, we're gonna get you on air tonight, because all you have to do is call into 347-934-0378 and press that number 1. And once you press number 1, you're gonna get to the top, so you could talk to me. Maybe get a question in, or definitely, I just want to get your thoughts. I want to get people's thoughts. Let's go to area code. Let's see, area code 850. How you doing? Are you coming in clear here?
Hi, Mike. It's Sophia.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, Sophia. Here's an insider. Absolutely. Welcome back. Happy New Year. And definitely, what's your thoughts on this? I was hoping you're going to call in and give us some insight.
Well, the insight is that the world, and especially our governments, the major ones, preparing for an event that everybody's talked about from time to time. People on the planet are kind of paranoid. There's not a lot they can do against something they know is a potential threat. And they're paranoid in that, I'm going to use the word ET right now, have not been real forthcoming with them about what their real agendas are. They have ideas, but they're not sure. Humans in their infinite wisdom, I'm saying that sarcastically, prepare for the worst in most cases. And this is the scenario you're looking at right now, that we're all looking at. They have no clue. Is happening is that disclosure is going to happen now without their permission because they're here and they're going to start presenting themselves in a big way. We know that we have certain things going on geologically on our planet that are they got a lot of people worried, seriously worried, and they're wondering why all of a sudden major non-terrestrial traffic is up above us. They can't hide it forever. There are too many people on the ground who have telescopes, who have radio equipment, who have the ability to monitor what's going on. And so we're looking at this year sometime the proverbial dew hitting the fan. And I'm sitting back just enjoying the show right now. I'm not in anymore, but I know enough to know what's going on. And I was kind of hoping a few people would be a little bit more forthcoming with you than they have. But this is it. This is the year. You're going to see it for sure.
Wow, this is I agree. I agree with you, Sophia, because it's very strange. Because now that they're admitting to us that this is real, they have no idea what the hell it is, and they pretty much say that it's more likely that it is extraterrestrial in origin. So at that point, that's quite amazing disclosure as it is. So you're basically saying they really had no choice. With all the evidence out there, with everybody witnessing this, and now it seems like they're going to be having their own agenda that, hey, look, we just better get this out there. Otherwise, we're going to be kind of liable.
Right. I want you to look for two things to start happening, and you'll know when it's getting really close. There's going to be infighting between different factions on the planet. Usually when a ship may be sinking, the rats start running like crazy. And that's basically what's going to start happening down here. It's already started to some degree. It's going to be interesting to see how those who are in power are going to handle it. Factions going on in the world anyway. I mean, there's the monetary, there's the political, and then there's the military complex. And it's going to get nasty, really nasty. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are going to be confused and bewildered and panicked. And so I would say, if I was talking to people about this, which I am through you right now, I would say just keep calm. Don't believe everything you hear, and use your eyes and your heads to discern for yourselves what's really going on. I don't think we're going to be overtaken. I think that they know more than we do, and I think that they know we're ripe for a serious problem. We have too many weapons on this planet. We have too many capabilities, and we've been seriously watched to see how we would organize ourselves given certain ability, machines, information, science, technology, that sort of thing. And I don't think we're meeting the grade, if you understand what I'm saying. I think that we might be failing in that department. And it might be that ET's here to fix that, put it to rights. I also think that we may actually be getting ready to shift our axis again. and there are a lot of signs going on. All the electrical storms, everything that's happening at the poles, magnetic shifting, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, that kind of thing, earthquakes. They are all signs that that is actually going to happen. I read an article because I'm interested in it, that they're actually going to try to tap Yellowstone to see if they can't vent some of the heat coming out of that thing, and I find that hysterically funny. I don't see how that would do any good anyway. So we'll see, We'll see.
Absolutely, Sophia, and leave Yellowstone alone. That thing scares me. That could be a global devastator. But like you said, I don't think there's going to be invasion as well, because they would have already done this. They have the opportunity at any time to do this, and they would have if they really wanted to. So I don't think that's the agenda. But I do agree too that 2018 is going to be a wild ride in disclosure. And is it going to be on a world scale where everybody's going to come together and go, hey, look, here's the proof. Look at this. We're actually maybe communicating with one of these beings at that point. That would be quite amazing. Let's hope so, because we know that technology will trickle down to us in a way that would seem almost like the Jetsons, in my opinion. And maybe that's why they're still suppressing this. They don't want to give us this free energy. I think that's the smoking gun, free energy. And then they're not giving it to us at this moment, and it's out there. Area code 305. You're with us, Third Phase of Moon. You want to join in the conversation? What's your thoughts tonight?
Hey, man, this is great. Long-time listener here. Can you hear me, or what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, we got you loud and clear. So what's your thoughts? Go ahead.
I just want to disagree with the last lady a little bit. I mean, I don't think the world's getting that crazy. I mean, stuff is still the way it was hundreds of years ago, except now we have little phones that we tinker around with and bow our head to on Facebook every day. What I wanted to get to was there's a big community of players that play RuneScape. It's a game called RuneScape, so if you want to check it out, it's sf-rs.com. A lot of these RuneScape players believe in aliens and stuff, so it's really cool if you're a gamer and you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, sounds like cool. So, spread the word. So it's RuneScape, huh? Spread the word. Should Third Phase Moon open up a RuneScape?
Dude, if you guys opened up a RuneScape, man, that'd be so cool. Also,
how do we do it? Man? Let me know. Break it down.
Just RuneScape.com, man. RuneScape.com. It's dope. It's really cool.
All right.
And a lot of players on there. We all have a chat room and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but thanks for having me on the show. And
yeah, I want to ask you a quick question. Because you sound like a pretty young man. Because now we have these phones that we're tinkering around with, and definitely this is pretty extreme technology. Just go back when I was a young child, this would be straight out of Star Trek or any kind of science fiction movie, and we be like, wow, this is reality. And it only cost you this amount of money. You would think that these things would be millions of dollars, but they're not. The technology is kind of trickling down. What do you think is the biggest next event in technology that's going to be released to the public that's going to kind of put the phone and this whole idea of the way we're dealing with the device? What's the next step?
I don't know, man. It's a really good question, but I think it's going to have to be something like totally mind-blowing. Like, it's probably going to be something that connects with like your body or something, because there's, like you're saying, it really is pretty serious, technology, even though it's just the simplicity of a phone or a computer. And honestly, I think that's as max as it gets until you, implement something else to, excel that. So, I mean, I think it'd have to be something that connects to your body. Maybe you can, implant info into your brain, or maybe they can, grow limbs and stuff, or, which I think is dangerous because,
Go. Yeah.
I think it's really dangerous with all the spying and the government spying, and I don't think it's a great idea. But, I mean, if I could, download all my homework and, a whole history book in my brain, I'd probably go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty much right around the corner. What I also think is, there's going to be a lot of people out of work in the future because they're going to be obsolete when technology comes around. And we're not going to need a lot of people working. I believe this is inevitable in its own sense. And there's nothing wrong with it, too, as long as we're all taken care of, because free energy could go a long way. So at that point, it should be take care of itself. But when there's a major workforce out there that really doesn't want to, that are irrelevant to the workspace, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with these people. And I got a feeling VR and virtual reality is going to be the next big step of just a whole different earth and environment that people are going to be stuck in this basic matrix of VR. They say it's going to be within 5-10 years indistinguishable of what's real reality and what's not. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see a lot of people being pretty susceptible to that. It would be super entertaining and would probably hook a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, virtual reality could be really cool too. I mean, think about it. I mean, if they could really make it where, if they can maximize it, to where because the stuff they have now, it's so. I mean, the graphics aren't like anything crazy. It's, all the VR stuff they have out now is kind of like, like kind of hurts your eyes after like 30 minutes. But if they could really maximize it and make it, really real, then, maybe you need a giant room or need to go to a special place that does it, but
sure.
Yeah, I think
it could be cheap too. It could be like once they put the augmented reality where you're not actually in a 100% computer simulated area where you're actually utilizing what's your real surroundings, then augment reality with things that you could perceive, your teacher, your friends. You could speak to them as if they were there in your own home or what have you. This, again, I think is going to be right around the corner. And it's going to be great. But then again, it almost seems that we could be in our own design of a virtual world. Because when you do put those VR goggles on and off, there's that switch from simulated to reality, and that split-second switch is kind of unbelievable what it does to the brain.
Oh yeah, definitely scientifically, and I mean, think about it. It could be a great benefit. I mean, for people who may have health conditions. I mean, they could totally have a great time if you could put a headset on and you could be walking around, and other people could connect, and you could all go to the same. Say you're a young guy. You lost your legs or something, and you could throw on this goggle and just live an awesome life. That'd be amazing. But yeah.
Hey man, it was amazing. It was amazing talking to you, and the people joining me tonight. It was really cool. So make sure you tune into more Third Phase of the Moon. All right.
Awesome, man. Take care. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, that was the discussion of tonight. We're going to be broadcasting again next week, Friday. Don't forget, it's the same time, 11 p.m. if you're in New York, and 8 p.m. at Los Angeles time. And it's always the same time here in Hawaii, 6 p.m. every Friday night, taking your calls, and we want to hear them. Great callers tonight. Great discussion. That's what we really like. A good discussion, healthy discussion. And it was my pleasure doing it with everybody tonight. And make sure you stay tuned to Third Phase of the Moon on our YouTube channel for updates in regards to UFO videos submitted from around the world. We've got a few of them. And live events. We're doing those live events. Make sure you subscribe, get notified. So when we do those live events, you never know what is going to go down or where we're going to be. Keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. Blake Cousins. We'll see you again next time.